DJI Osmo Pocket. Worth buying? Find out in just a few seconds. What's up YouTube, Dave here with Seen Through a Lens, and thanks for stopping by the channel. If you haven't stopped by here before, please be sure to click on the subscribe button and click on that bell icon so that you can be notified of new videos. So guys, the DJI Osmo Pocket, is this thing worth buying? Well, let me just tell you one thing. Remember, I don't get sponsored, I don't get given any freebies or anything like that. Maybe one day I might, I don't know, but right now I don't, so I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So guys, I bought this thing in December, so this is kind of like a 3-month review and update as to what I like about it and what I don't. Overall, I gotta say, I do like it. So guys, I know that most modern mobile phones have got decent cameras, they've got stabilization, and you know what, for the best part, you can plug in an external microphone as well. So you can get the best of both worlds with regards to good image stabilization, good image quality, time-lapse, slow motion, all of the great features that you would find on, you know, a dedicated camera. However, these things are mobile phones. I made a video a little while ago about the mobile phone and the camera being the killer app, and you know, we're paying £1,000 plus for a mobile phone, whereby really, what are they selling us? Its camera capabilities. But you know what, this thing has a lot to be said for it. So I don't know what it was, guys, but something through this adventure in, you know, kind of making YouTube videos and filming more stuff and getting more creative and just really getting more interested in photography and video kind of drew me to mobile gimbals. So I went out and bought this thing, the DJI Osmo Mobile 2, and you know what, there's a lot to be said for this device. Okay, it's, you know, it's kind of portable, but it's, you know, not as portable as something that can kind of go in your pocket. You know, your smartphone kind of goes in here, and I've already made a video which I will link somewhere up there for you to have a look at. But you know, quite frankly, this is a good piece of kit. You know, it's got a 15-hour battery, and actually you can charge your mobile phone from this thing as well if your phone runs out of battery. It's got, you know, a standard mount, standard socket thread, so you can put it on a tripod or connect various other brackets to it to give you more flexibility and functionality. And the controls are pretty intuitive, simple, and you know what, there's a lot to like about it. But you know what guys, having a highly portable but you know what guys, having a dedicated camera that's highly portable with all the features and possibly more than its big brother has got to be good, right? So let's start off with what I like about this, and you know what, there is a lot. So guys, size and build quality. This thing feels solid. Yeah, it's not going to take a drop from, you know, down a flight of stairs or something like that, but it's, you know, highly pocketable to put in your pocket, to get it out, you know, to kind of use it. It's just the right weight, it feels solid. You know what, this is a piece of engineering gold. So guys, power on time. This thing powers on in 10 or 15 seconds. Perfect for when you want to capture that unplanned moment. And really, you know what, some photography isn't planned, and you know, to be able to pull this thing out, turn it on and be ready to shoot in, you know, 10 to 15 seconds for something like this, that's brilliant. Number 3 guys, image quality. You know what, this thing is crisp. This thing shoots 4K at 60 frames per second. And you know what, when you want to do things like slow motion and stuff like that, that really is the setting to kind of go for. I'm not that crazy about the 120 frames in 1080p, but 60 frames per second in 4K, that really is awesome. So a tiny little pocketable camera that can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second, whereby you need something, you know, camera sized, normal camera size, you know what, that can't be bad. So number 4 guys, face tracking. I'll tell you, this thing is a great camera for vlogging, and you know what, if you can keep your face in the center of the camera all that time, no matter what the movement is while you're vlogging, you know what, that is a brilliant thing. The only thing I will say about face tracking, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it only works in 1080p, so I need to try that and give you an update. But you know what, the face tracking is good for vlogging. That's exactly what you need. And the last thing that I actually love about this tiny little camera is that before the last update, firmware update, you could only access the pro features of this device by plugging it into your mobile phone. So as you all know, you can plug this into your mobile phone and you're going to get a whole, well, first of all, you're going to get a bigger screen to work with, and then you're going to get a whole bunch of features that are easily controllable and accessible from the phone. And the phone was the only way to do that prior to this update. So the last firmware update, now you have the ability to control everything from this tiny little LED, tiny little LCD screen. Now guys, I don't want to have a downer on anything, and actually there's nothing to really be down about, in my opinion. However, the one thing that I'm not really mad about, well, there's a few things that I'm not really mad about, but the first thing, I suppose, is the audio quality. Now, you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad audio quality at all. The only thing I would say is it's a little bit hit and miss. So if you're on the move and you're not quite set up with a tripod or something like that, and even if you are set up on a tripod, it's just times where the audio quality kind of cuts out. It doesn't, not really cuts out, but it kind of like is a bit hissy, or it's a bit, you know, it's just, I don't know if you guys watched any of my US trip, where basically I just took this Osmo Pocket with me. I didn't take any other cameras apart from my mobile phone, but I didn't use that, not as a camera anyway. But I filmed entirely with this for the 6 days or so that I was out in the US, and you should be able to see from there what I'm talking about with regards to the audio. So the audio is a little bit hit and miss. It's not the end of the world, because you know what, when you're out and about and you've got a camera, and you know, is it any better or worse than a mobile phone? Not really. But the point being that with the mobile phone you can plug an external microphone into, but how much stuff do you want to carry around? I mean, when you're out and about and you just want to, you know, you're vlogging, or you just want to pull the camera out, take some quick footage of somewhere that you're at or whatever, you don't really want to be setting up like tripods and, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of defeating the object. So the audio is a little bit hit and miss, but you know what, it's not the end of the world. I would just love it if DJI could bring out some kind of, you know, they've got this connector here that's you know, like a multi-port connector thing. You know, there's some other bits and pieces, accessories that they're bringing out. I mean, it would be awesome if they could bring out, you know, some kind of connector or some way, even if it's Bluetooth or something, that you could connect something like a Rode video mic or something like that, which, you know what, I shoot with a Rode video mic all the time when I'm on my Canon M50 camera, which is what I'm shooting on now. And you know what, the sound is always crystal clear. You know, I've got a lavalier mic, but I don't really use it. I'm really happy with the Rode video mic, and actually one of my first videos I reviewed that mic, and you know what, I've never changed it. There are bigger ones, probably better ones, ones that you've got batteries in and all the rest of it, but you know what, this is kind of like just self-powered, and I love that mic, and if there was any way I could connect it to this, I would be really, really happy. So again, you know, not a showstopper or anything like that, but battery life, as I said, in the Osmo Mobile 2, battery life 15 hours. I mean, that's going to get you through a lot of filming. On the Osmo Pocket, it's probably about 2 hours. Now, I think if they could double that with some sort of firmware update or something like that, that would be great too. But, you know, 2 hours is a little bit light. I mean, I have kind of run out a couple of times, but the nice thing is it's USB-C. You can charge it up fairly quickly, so if you've got a battery pack or a car adapter or something like that, you can charge it up if you want to wait a little while. But yeah, you know, a couple of hours, even another hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, you know, that would be perfect. But you know what, 2 hours, it's not the end of the world, but just could be better. And I guess my last thing is, again, not the end of the world, and as I said before, none of these things are really the end of the world, but it's the touchscreen. So you've got like an inch square touchscreen here. I don't know if you can catch that in the light, but you know what? Things are, I'm going to turn that on, look. It's up, it's ready to go, see? I don't know, it's probably not even 15 seconds, like I said, it's probably like 8 seconds, so pretty good really. But you know, when I'm looking at this touchscreen, you know what? It's hard to see. I'm getting old, you know, I need glasses to really kind of look at the detail of what I've got going on here. But, you know, that being said, you know, it is usable, it is workable, but it's a little bit tricky to see and to work. But you know what? The good thing, like I said, with the last firmware update is that they've, DJI have enabled you to use all the pro mode stuff from this screen. So you can do it. It's easier with a mobile phone plugged in, but you know what? Sometimes you don't want to carry the mobile phone around and have it, you know, when you just pull this thing out and you just want to start shooting and all the rest of it. So, you know, it sort of defeats the object having to plug it into a phone. I mean, it's nice and it's more usable, absolutely. But you know what? Now you can operate everything from here as long as you can see it. So guys, that's kind of it, you know. I use this for vlogging and for a lot of filmmaking. In fact, I hardly ever take my Canon M50 out with me anymore unless I'm going to do some very, very specific shots that perhaps I want some depth of field or something like that. So, you know, that's about the only reason why I would take out the Canon. But this thing for vlogging and general filming and filmmaking, you know what, it's an awesome piece of kit and I'm really pleased with it on the whole. I think if you just want to improve the kind of footage and film that you're taking, if you want to make your videos and your YouTube videos more cinematic, then this is absolutely perfect. So guys, I'm not a professional photographer or videographer or whatever. You know, I started this channel in September, just to have a bit of a play around and, you know, just as a bit of a hobby really. And, you know, I bought some of this equipment because I started to get interested in the filming and the video and just photography in general. But, you know, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of, you know, creators, professional videographers and filmmakers who would be hypercritical about this device, about focal lengths and shot types and, you know, depth of field and all that kind of stuff. You know, for me, I just think it's a great piece of kit. You know, it's the first kind of highly pocketable motorized gimbal. It takes great shots for the best part. The sound quality is fine for the best part. And you know what? It's good enough. It's good enough. If you want, you know, to get really, really true professional kind of images and professional video footage, cinematic video footage, then, you know, you're going to spend, you know, a few grand on a Ronin or something like that connected to a highly expensive camera, which, you know what, isn't pocketable. For capturing those moments, for a bit of B-roll, for a bit of fun and, you know, creating some YouTube clips and stuff like that, you know what, you can't go wrong. I think it was like £350. You know what, I think if you go to the States it's $350. So, you know what, it's a no-brainer really. So one of the other things that I'm not crazy about is the small sensor. So the sensor on this thing is quite small, so that means you're not going to get any depth of field. I mean, you know, we're all going a little bit crazy now for like the bokeh effect, and, you know, smartphones are doing it by, you know, having multiple lenses, or like on the new iPhone, it does it in post-processing. And you know what, it's a really, really nice effect, but, you know, you're not going to get that with this. So, you know, if you're looking for that sort of effect, it's going to be a camera, a DSLR, you know, maybe the M50. I mean, I'm using the f/22 lens at the moment, where you can get a little bit of depth of field. I also use the kit lens, which is a good lens as well. But for this thing, you're not going to get that kind of effect. So guys, like I said, that's pretty much it. I think my parting comment would be a note to DJI. So DJI, you know, get some of those accessories out and about. You know, we're finding it really difficult to get hold of any of the accessories. You know, I ordered the expansion pack probably 3 months ago and I still can't get it yet, and that's a real shame. You know, I don't want to get to the point whereby the accessories finally arrive and, you know what, there's a new version out or a new product out, because that would be a real shame. So you've made a fantastic product. I think on the whole, you know, this is a great piece of kit. Just get those accessories out. So guys, that's it. You know, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. You know, please subscribe and click on that bell icon to be notified of new videos. I'm Dave with Seen Through a Lens. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you the next time.